To get us started, Jay, I'll come to you in terms of the title for the episode today is Wealth as Wellbeing and Wellbeing as Wealth. So I'd be keen to understand your current definition of wealth and perhaps how this definition has either been shaped or has changed over the years as your thinking and research into the field has evolved.
Russ, thank you, and Martin, thank you. I think it's no coincidence this morning that all three of us are still speaking Anglo-Saxon English.
Sort of.
It's very interesting to me to have found in the dictionary only 4 years ago that the word wealth means well-being. It is two Anglo-Saxon words, weolth. You can hear the word even then. And not surprisingly, because our language is a very living language, it has meant well-being all through this period since probably the 5th century. What it meant before that, I don't know, but certainly we know that. What I think is tragic is that in the last 50 years, the word has been bastardized to financial capital or money or some species. What a tragedy. Because to be given the gift that wealth is one's well-being, one's family's well-being, and one's society's well-being, is to be given an aspirational understanding of what wealth and your wealth means. I will add just a few words by saying that for about 30 years, and as I said, I've been at this a very long time, I spent those 30 years at the middle of my career trying to find a different word than wealth, because I knew it didn't mean to the families and to mean to me what it was being used to say. And I kept trying to find another word. Well, stupid me, I finally went to the dictionary, my aunt's dictionary, who was a poet, that's sitting right here next to me. I opened the dictionary, I looked at the word wealth, and of course, I discovered it meant well-being. What I would say, Russ and Martin, and to our wonderful audience, is that the consciousness of a lived life that creates wealth is the consciousness of well-being and being well. We could use the word in two contexts. And that immediately asks, is your family's being well? Is it experiencing well-being? And is the society of which you are a part being well and experiencing well-being? So late in life, you can always learn new things every day, and the dictionary is a great teacher. I discovered that this word, precious word, I would use that word precious to define it, has been in our lingo and lexicon for all these hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Martin, do you have any thoughts?
Well, first of all, that was a very beautiful introduction. The word I sort of searched around this for not maybe as long as you, but maybe about 20, 30 years. And the word fulfilment came to me about how do you, and those are also two words as well, a full and fill. Fulfilment is grabbing this opportunity of the precious life and making the most of it. But I completely concur with you. You can't do it as a separate individual, because you're not a separate individual. You rely on everything around you. And one's happiness and well-being depends on another's. And it's very difficult to be fulfilled and content in life when around you is lacking that. And I've noticed that in my life, all through my life. But interestingly, in a family business context, it then ties in for me with the fact that when you're born into a family business, you're born into a microcosm of a society that's part of a society, which is part of a wider world. And very often you can be almost alienated from the wider world because you're so fixated about the family and the business. And it can be holding you back from the sense of well-being that we all really want in life. And I think that's, for me, given my own life experience in the family business, one of the areas that really matter most to me is how do you be well? How do you have wealth within a family business that is not impeded or not impeding your well-being within a wider context.